had come to know Virat Papa in a miraculous manner and was mysteriously drawn to the ashram. Mataji granted him 3 interviews in all, the last one this morning for an hour. Mataji said to Peter that she would then repeat in Hindi what she had told him in the interview this morning. That is the background. Okay. Now, Mataji, in the beginning, there was only the Nirguna Nirvigar form of my beloved Papa as the one great void. Without beginning or end, limitless. That Supreme Being wanted to enjoy his own being, and so he assumed name and form and brought forth this whole creation. And the same Nirguna Nirvikara Papa, whom she said she called as my Papa, though he was everybody's Papa, took the form of Ramdas to teach and guide them on earth how to attain him. As Ramdas, Papa had undergone great austerities to clear the path for us to attain him. My Papa has manifested as all the Gurus. So suppose let us not get confused. There are 2 Papas coming in Mamataji's. One is when she says my Papa, identifying the indwelling and all-pervading reality. As Ramdas, Papa had undergone great austerities to clear the path for us to attain him. My Papa has manifested as all the Gurus. He represents the eternal Swarup, and to attain him means to achieve eternal happiness itself. That eternal happiness, Shashwata Sukha, cannot be described, it can only be experienced. All I can therefore say of it is that bliss is ineffable, unfathomable, boundless. After telling them what her eternal Papa was like, Mataji said she would describe her own experiences. Though I started coming to the Kasargod ashram and was drawn to Papa, it was sometime before I could muster courage to ask Papa to give me Ram Mantra initiation. And when Papa finally gave me the Ram Mantra, he told me to repeat it day and night and to concentrate on Ram as the eternal being. At first I found my mind wandering in all possible directions, and though I tried my hardest to concentrate on Ram's Nirguna Nirvikara Swarup, I could not do so. Whenever I thought of God as Ram, I felt God was away from me. But when I thought of God as Papa, I felt his nearness. So I went and told Papa accordingly. Then Papa said to me, if you can't think of him as Ram, dwell on him as Papa. Ramdas and Ram are not different from each other. Papa told me to let my mind wander wherever it goes, wherever it wanted to, but associate every object it went to with Papa, telling myself, this is Papa, that is Papa, etc. I began tutoring my mind in this fashion. Gradually, my mind became still. That was dhyana. Likewise, Papa told me to regard all work done by me as his service. And I realized that when I began to look on one and all as his forms, there was in fact no limit to the service I wanted to render to others. In my enthusiasm to serve, I started serving people whether they wanted such service or not. When they themselves felt bad about it and came and told Papa that they did not want Krishna Bhai to serve them so much, Papa then told me to serve each one according to his or her needs. Papa told me that my real goal was to delve deep within to attain his eternal being. And that if I were to hurt anybody's feeling, such hurt would only be boomerang on me and retard my spiritual progress. Papa taught me to concentrate on him while serving all forms as his. Mataji is taking a PhD class for us today. Everything is
whiplash, Swamiji.
Eh?
It is a whiplash.
Eh?
Whiplash.
So in the beginning there was only Nirguna Nirvikar form of my beloved Papa. All these things, it will help us by chanting. We might have heard this many a times. To what extent it has helped us to form a concept of the conceptless reality. So the best way would be, great void means the space. Consciousness, in whatever form. Consciousness is everywhere. Only because of consciousness we are aware of our thought, our body, mind, intellect. If the consciousness is not there, we are not aware of it. Consciousness is not affected by anything. So those of us who are finding it difficult to concentrate, Papa has given the permission to use the word Papa, and then Papa is not confined to this. When we say Nirguna, Nirakara, Nirvikara, Shashvatananda, so the form has all the limitations. But it is there in the form, in all forms. So it is easy for us to understand that the consciousness, another way of looking at it, the space is, Mataji should later on explain to us, when we take a glass, the space is there in that glass, space is there in this glass, space is there outside. Because of the enclosure, we are unable to see that is a part of the outer space. So when we try to understand these things, probably it might help us to go a little more nearer to the reality. So he is void, he is space, he is silence, he is also the form, he is also the formless. தமிழுக்கு இதுக்கு எப்படி சொல்றது, வெட்ட வழின்னு சொல்லுவோம். இறைவனை பத்தி மாதாஜி சொல்றா. இறைவன்னா என்ன? மாதாஜியோடு ஆரம்ப காலத்துல எங்கு நிறைந்திருக்கிற இந்த இறைத்தன்மையை புரியறதுக்கு மாதாஜி கொடுத்த ஒரு வழி என்னன்னு சொன்னா, அது வெட்ட வழியா நினைச்சு பார்த்துக்குவோம். வெட்ட வழியில எல்லாம் இருக்கு, ஆனா வெட்ட வழி அஃபெக்ட் ஆகவில்லை. நம்ம உள்ளேயும் வெளியிலேயும் அந்த வெட்ட வழி இருக்கு, ஆனா ஒரு கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கப்பட்ட வெட்ட வழி ஸ்பேஸ், அந்த கிளாஸா தான் நினைக்கிறது. அதுக்குள்ள நிறைய ஏதாவது காப்பியோ சாயோ தீன் பண்டங்களோ நம்ம போட்டிருந்தோம் சொன்னா அதில் இருக்கப்பட்ட வெட்ட வழி நமக்கு புரியாது. எல்லாத்தையும் காலி பண்ணி கடைசியில் இந்த கிளாஸோட கவரை நம்ம எடுக்கிறத தான் அதுவும் வெளியில் இருக்கப்பட்ட வெட்ட வழி இதுவும் ஒண்ணு நமக்கு புரியும். அதே மாதிரி நம்ம உள்ளே இருக்கப்பட்ட இறைத்தன்மை உயிர் வடிவாக, உணர்வு வடிவாக, புத்தி சக்தி வழியாக இருக்கு. அதாவது பப்பா மாதாஜி நமக்கு சொல்லிக் கொடுக்கணும். அதனாலதான் எல்லாத்துலயும் இருக்கு. அதுக்கு வடிவம் கிடையாதுனாலும் வடிவமும் நாமமும் இருக்கப்பட்ட நமக்கு வடிவம் இல்லாததை ஒண்ணு மனசுல கொண்டு வரதுக்கு கஷ்டம் இல்லையா? அதனாலயாக்கும் வடிவத்தை கொண்டு வரணும். வடிவத்து கூடி வடிவம் இருக்கிறதே வடிவம் இல்லாத அந்த அந்த உண்மையில தான்ங்கிறது கால முள்ள 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 நமக்கு புரியுங்கிறா. ஏதாவது புரியறதா சொல்றதுல தமிழ்ல? அளவுக்கு புரியறதா? கேக்குறோம். மதுரையில வந்திருக்காள, ஓரளவுக்கு ஏதாவது கொஞ்சம் புரியறதா? மாதாஜி சொல்றா, இது நமக்கு ரொம்ப அவசியம். என்ன தெரியுமா? ஏன் தெரியுமா? இந்த ராம்னு சொல்றது இந்த 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 உண்மையை ராமநாமன் நம்ம சொல்லும் போது எண்ணங்கள் எங்கேயாவது நம்மளை கொண்டு போகலாம். அது தப்பணும் இல்ல. நமக்கு மனசுல எண்ணங்கள் எப்பவும் வெளியில தானே போயிட்டு இருக்கும். கொள்ள முள்ள இதை பத்தி நம்ம யோசனை பண்ணிட்டே போறத உள்ள அந்த வெளியில போற எண்ணங்களோடு அது தடை பண்ண முடியும்னு அவ சொல்றான். அதுக்காக தான் இதை நம்ம மனசுல ரொம்ப திடமா உள்ள போறதுக்கு முயற்சி பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும். எந்த எந்த பொருளை பாக்குறதையும் நம்மளையும் பாக்குறதையும் எந்த மனுஷனால பாக்குறதையும் இது மனசுல நம்ம முயற்சி பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும். இதாக்கு மாதாஜியோட சாதனா பீரியட்ல ஆரம்ப கட்டத்துல அப்பா கொடுத்த என்ன சொல்லுவா கைடன்ஸ் வழிகாட்டுறதா இருக்கணும். அதான் இப்ப நம்ம படிச்சோம். அது அப்ப நம்ம நாம சொல்லும் போது கொஞ்சம் 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 இதெல்லாம் வரதுக்கு முயற்சி பண்றத அந்த வெளியில பாயிற மனசு இருக்க அந்த எண்ணங்களுக்கு ஒரு சின்ன தடை வரலாம். ஒரு 1/2 மணி நேரம் நம்ம நாம சொல்றத ஒரு ஒரு 2 நிமிஷம் 3 நிமிஷம் 5 நிமிஷம் 10 நிமிஷமாவது இதுலயே மனசு நிக்கிறதுக்கு சிலப்போ முடிஞ்சு வந்து வரும். அப்படி இருந்தா அது நமக்கு தெரியாம உள்ளே இருக்கப்பட்டது மௌன வடிவாக என்ன சொல்லுவா இந்த வெட்ட வழி வடிவாக. அதே டைமில் நம்ம வடிவத்துக்கு இப்ப நமக்கு வடிவத்துக்கு நம்ம ரொம்ப முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுத்துருக்கோம் சொன்னா அந்த வடிவத்தை கொண்டு வர தப்பொன்னும் கிடையாது. அந்த வடிவம் இருக்கிறது வடிவம் இல்லாததோடு அதுலதான் இருக்குன்னு முள்ள புரியறதுக்கு ட்ரை பண்ணணும். இல்லைன்னா என்ன தெரியுமா, அந்த வடிவத்துல மட்டும் நம்ம பார்த்துருவோம். அப்ப மத்துள்ளவாள் இருக்குங்கிறது நம்ம மனசுல வரவே செய்யாது. நம்ம கோவிலுக்கு போறோம், பயபக்தியோட நம்ம தரிசனம் பண்றோம், பிரசாதத்தை வாங்குறோம், பிரதட்சணம் பண்றோம், நமஸ்காரம் பண்றோம். நமக்கு மனசுல சொல்ல முடியாத ஒரு இன்பம் வர்றது, ஒரு ஒரு என்ன சொல்ற இன்பம் நல்ல என்ன சொல்லுவாரு, ஒரு அமைதி வர்றது சொல்ல முடியாது. ஆனா திரும்பி வரும்போது எல்லாரிலேயும் அது இருக்குங்கிறது நமக்கு வரவில்லையே. அவரை அந்த கோவிலே விட்டுட்டு வந்துடுறோமே. கோவிலில் இருக்கப்பட்ட அதே சக்தி எல்லாரிலையும் இருக்காருன்னு கூட எனக்கு புரியணுமே. எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்றழைக்க என்ன தவம் செய்தேனோன்னு பாட்டு பாடிட்டு இருக்கு இல்லையா? எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம். யசோதா பகவான் கிருஷ்ணனை குழந்தையா பார்க்கறது பார்த்துருக்கிறத ஒரு பாடல, எங்கும் நிறை பரபிரம்மம் அம்மா என்று அழைக்க. அப்ப எங்கும் நிறைங்கிறது எப்படி நம்மளை புரிஞ்சுக்கிறது? அது மனசுல வரணும். அதடா என்ன பண்ணுவோம், அந்த கிருஷ்ண விக்கிரகத்துல மட்டும்தான் பார்ப்போம். தப்பு கிடையாது, ஓகே. ஆனா மத்துள்ளவாழ்லையும் பார்க்கணுமே. அதுக்காக தான் மாதாஜி பப்பா இந்த ரூட் எடுத்தார். மேற்கு பார்ப்போம். எப்பவும் பப்பா உள்ள போங்க, இந்த உள்நோக்கி பயணத்துக்கு ரொம்ப முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுத்திருக்கான். And I realized that when I began to look one and all as his forms, எப்படி முடிஞ்சது? அப்ப பப்பான்னு சொன்னப்போ மாதாஜி ராம் சொன்னப்போ மனசுக்கு எங்கேயோ இருக்கப்பட்டது புரியவில்லை சொன்னா, இப்ப பப்பாட்ட பர்மிஷன் கேட்டா, நான் அந்த ராம் சொல்ற இடத்துல என்ன பப்பா போட்டுக்கட்டுமான்னு. சரி, அது அவர் எங்கும் இருக்காரு, போட்டு போ, அது புரியணும் உனக்கு, அவ்வளவுதான் சொன்னான். அப்போ மாதாஜி சொல்றா, Papa told me to let my mind wander wherever. எங்க வேணா மனசு போய்க்கட்டும். ஆனா எதை பார்க்கறதையும் இதும் பப்பாகும், இதும் பப்பாகும், இது மெரியவனாக்கும், இது மெரியவனாக்கும்னு சொல்லிக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும், மண்டையில அடிச்சுக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும். Papa told me to let my mind wander wherever it wanted to, but associate every object it went to with Papa, telling myself, this is Papa, that is Papa. I began tutoring my mind in this fashion. And gradually my mind became still. இதுதான் நம்மளுக்கெல்லாம் இனி முடியாத அவஸ்தைப்பட்டு உட்காந்துருக்கோம். நாம என்ன சொல்றோமே நம்ம, ஆனா அந்த அமைதியான எப்படி சொல்றது, அந்த நிச்சல தத்துவம், அந்த எண்ணங்கள் இல்லாத ஒரு அவஸ்தைக்கு, எண்ணங்கள் இல்லாத அந்த அவஸ்தையை எத்துறதுக்கு முடியுங்கிறா மாதாஜி. எப்படி எப்ப முடியும்? காண்றதும் பார்க்கறதும் கேட்கறதும் எல்லாமே இறைவனோடு சாநித்தியத்தினாலேங்கிறது வந்தது. இது இப்ப நம்ம யோஜனை பண்றது எப்படி பண்றது? உள்ள பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணணும். அவர் இருக்கிறது, அவர் உள்ளே இருக்காரு, உயிர் வடிவாக இருக்கார், உணர்வு வடிவாக இருக்கார், புத்திசக்தி வழியாக இருக்கார். அவரை பிரார்த்தனை பண்றோம். நீங்க உள்ளே இருக்கிற அதனால தானே, உயிர் இருக்கிறதுனால தானே பேச முடியாது. ஆனா எல்லாருலயும் உயிர் இருக்குங்கிறது எனக்கு புத்தியோட அளவுல புரியாது. ஒரு கொசுவானா கூடி, ஒரு ஆனையானா கூடி, ஒரு சிம்மமானா கூடி, ஒரு நபரானா கூடி, ஆணானாலும் பொண்ணானாலும் குழந்தையானாலும் பெரியவானாலும் எல்லாருலையும், எல்லாருக்கும் மரங்களானாலும் செடிகளானாலும் அது புரியாது. உயிர் வடிவு, உயிர் இருக்குது, புரியாது. உயிர் அந்த உயிராக இறைவனோடு இறைத்தன்மையோடு ஒரு 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 ஃபார்ம், ஒரு ஒரு வடிவம் அதாக்கும் அப்படிங்கிறது எனக்கு வரணுமே. மாதாஜிக்கு அது வருது. இப்படி சொல்லி 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 வருது. So Mataji has been trying that word everyone should keep on remembering. Then Papa said to me, if you can't think of him as Ram, dwell on him as Papa. Ramdas and Ram are not different from each other. Rama told me, Papa told me to let my mind wander wherever it wanted to, but associate every object it went to with Papa, telling myself, this is Papa, that is Papa, etc. I began tutoring my mind in this fashion, and gradually my mind became still. That was Jnana. Likewise, Papa told me to regard all work done by me as his service. And I realized that when I began to look on one and all as his forms, there was in fact no limit to the service. ഇതിൽ പഠിക്കുന്നത് എന്നെ ஞாபகம் வருது. நானும் என்னோடும் இருக்கப்பட்ட திரை இருக்கிறதோட இது நமக்கு புரியாது. அப்ப அதுக்கு என்ன பண்றது? நான் வந்ததே அவர்னாலேயாக்குன்னு புரியறதுக்கு முயற்சி பண்ண ஒரு வேலை ஆகுமோ? நம்ம முயற்சி பண்ணி பார்க்கணும். மറ്റുள்ளவாள் எல்லாம் இறைவனோடு வடிவாக்குன்னு புரியணும்னு சொன்னா முதல்ல நான் என்ன புரிஞ்சுக்கணுமே. If we don't realize that we have come from him, we are existing because of him, how can we extend it to others? That is why Papa said you go to the source of your and the entire creation. So this inward journey, every day suppose we practice, we might at least moving toward that. The image that prevents us, prohibits us, denies us the presence of him within, that image, should be tutored, to know that it owes its origin to that. So while validating all creations outside, it is not mithya. But at the same time, this effort should go. So then only the Nama chanting will enable us to feel his presence first inside, and then we have been promised we will be able to see them outside. The seeing him inside and seeing outside, that is not the correct word, but what else we don't know to use. It's a feeling. It is not seeing an object. It's a feeling, an experience. Papa said, if you, Ramdas Ram, Papa told me to let my mind wander wherever it wanted to, but to associate every object it went to with Papa. That is why nowadays we are observing one day Mauna to intensify these efforts. Because during our routine activities, our old habits, our old norms will always come and stand before us. So one day when we exclusively do that, one concrete experience, one peeping into that reality, that sanitya, that presence, that adorable presence, when we taste. This tutoring is very important. Everything I have come from you, so naturally everything has come from you. But you make me realize that I have come from you. I have understood intellectually. Every day we should, if we can set apart 5 minutes, it will be helpful. Every day when we chant Ram Nam, we try to bring the attributes understandable to us. Each one can understand the attributes in the way in which they can understand. We don't have to repeat the words of anybody. Because that will make us to move closer to his presence. Just like every day in our bhajan hall, when we repeat the peace prayer, remember we always repeat this. It is a dialogue between the sense of individuality and the reality within. Shanti Ashram സ്ഥാപനം പണിന ഓംകാര സ്വാമിജി മഹാരാജോട് ഒരു പ്രാർത്ഥനയുണ്ട്. അതിലെ ആരംഭമേ இப்படிதான். அடோரபிள் பிரசன்ஸ் தேடி தொடங்குவார். அதை நம்ம சொல்றது எதுக்காக அதுக்கு ரொம்ப டச்சிங்கா இருக்குது. மாதாஜி நம்ம ஆசிரமத்திலையும் எல்லா நாளைக்கும் ஆரத்திக்கு முன்னாடி சொல்லுவான். என்னன்னா அதுதான் பாக்கி பெரிய பெரிய பிலாசபி வந்து சொல்லாம அது டைரக்டா நம்ம உள்ளே இருக்கப்பட்ட இறைத்தன்மைக்கு கனெக்ஷன் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு முயற்சி. அதுல இந்த அட்ரிபியூட்ஸ் எல்லாம் வரதில்லை. But one prayer enables us to develop this idea. Thou who art within and without, above and below and all around. Thou who art interpenetrating the very cells of our being. அது உயிர்னு சொல்றோம், life force. We are trying to understand that life force, It is not merely a theory. Interpenetrating the very cells of our being. And then bliss of the eye of the eye, the mind of the mind. That which enables the eye to see. What is it that enables the eye to see? Easy for us to understand. Is not easy to realize, but at least we can understand it. a dead body the eyes don't see, in us we see. So there is something in us which is not there in the dead body. So the eye of the eye, ear of the ear, mind of the mind, heart of the heart, breath of our breath, life of our life, soul of our souls. Bless us, dear God, to become aware of thy presence now and here. So here what we see is, it is while doing the prayer, while reciting the prayer, if a conscious effort is made, that the sense of individuality in us is praying to the substratum, the indwelling reality, who is addressed as the adorable presence, Mahaniya Sanithyam. This will all help. Then only we will be able to understand Mataji's words. You will again repeat this thing. So where, but to associate, Papa told me to let my mind wander wherever it wanted to, but associate every object it went to with Papa, telling myself, this is Papa, that is Papa. I began tutoring my mind in this fashion. And and gradually my mind became still. That was dhyana. So the difference between our trying to go into dhyana and Mataji's going to dhyana is different. We form a concept that this is called meditation, and then we try to do that. Here it is a process. Mataji set her on a process, and the process gave her the outcome, which is named as dhyana. So what was the process? The process was to the train of thought. The train of thought is directed towards anything and everything that is cognized. Whether it is a person, whether it is an object, whether it is a situation. It's a tall order for all of us. But we can try there. In Mataji's case, she was free, she was exclusively concentrating. In us, we are listening to this, and we are in the midst of so many activities, so many commitments, so many challenges. So it is definitely a tough job, not that easy. So in the early mornings or on a sattvic mood, suppose we try, probably we might get some glimpse, and our outer life also should be in line with that. So all these satsang, the hearing the words of the masters will help us to develop this pause moment, the sattvic moments, once in a way at least. When we start dealing with men and matters, we lose the balance. Our old norms comes and at times you are happy, at times you are not happy, at times you are tensed up, at times you are in a position to keep up the equanimity. At times we compromise, at times we become flexible, we become indifferent. Anyway, let us see. So I realized that when I began to look on one and all as his form, there was in fact no limit to the service I wanted to render to others. In my enthusiasm to serve, I started serving. Okay. Papa told me that my real goal was to delve deep within to attain his eternal being. And that if I were to hurt anybody's feeling, such hurt would only boomerang on me and retard my spiritual progress. Papa taught me to concentrate on him while serving all forms as his. Concentrate on him. That means God remembrance should be there in all aspects of our activity. Try. Mataji then described how the Kundalini rose from center to center according to one's spiritual progress. In the beginning, Kundalini lay like a sleeping snake coiled up in the Mooladhara. That meant that the person was wholly immersed in worldly pursuits, in sense pleasures, and so on. Then, as the Kundalini awakened by Guru's grace and ascended to the second center Swadhisthana, one would get the desire to go on pilgrimages to temples and other holy places. As the Kundalini reached the third center Manipura, one was brought into contact with the Guru, getting initiation from the Guru. He would feel a new zeal for quoting Satsang, and for the first time would be fired with the desire to realize God. As the Kundalini moved further up to the next center, Anahata, the aspirant would have to guard against Ashtabhavas, 8 kinds of emotion. That was the time body consciousness might not be very much there, and there was danger in mistaking that experience for the highest in the sadhana. One should then cling to the Guru and his name and forge ahead steadfastly on the path, regarding the Guru as all in all. Then would come the fifth center, Vishuddha, which was indeed the first stage of Sakshatkar or realization. As the Kundalini moved further up from the fifth center to Sadhaka would require Ashtamaha Siddhis, that is, occult powers with which one could perform miracles. One was liable to be overcome with the temptation to use those newly acquired powers to alleviate the suffering of the people, the ills, if the world was the like. Mataji said that Virat Papa had expressly warned her not to succumb to such temptation, as her goal was to attain Papa himself in his Nirguna Nirvikara Swarup. For Papa had said, if one were to start using the Siddhis, one would get stuck to the spot, would even fall steeply from that height. If one resisted such temptations and persevered with sadhana, the Kundalini would rise to Ajna Chakra, the point between the eyebrows, which was the sixth center. Papa then told her that till that stage he would guide her from outside. Thereafter, Ramdas, who was within her, would take over, and he, in the supreme, nameless, formless being, who was all and beyond all, would help her to merge herself in him. Mataji said all that she could tell of the final, like a flash of lightning. The state that she then attained was simply indescribable. It was beyond all expression. She was in that state for God knows how many hours. She was close to come down. In fact, she prayed to Papa that she remain in that state itself forever. But Papa told her, you have to realize the whole world as yourself and come to love it in the state of Sahaj Samadhi. When you attain this state, you live, move, and work in the world, and at the same time, ever remain in a state of blissful consciousness. Holding her hands in salutation, Mataji concluded her narration saying, and then Papa made me one is eternal sorrow. நம்ம இதெல்லாம் கேட்கறத குண்டலினியை பத்தி யோஜனை பண்ணிவிடுவோம். அதல்ல, மாதாஜி குண்டலினியை பத்தி கத்துக்கவோ யோஜனை பண்ணினதோ அல்ல. அந்த ப்ராசஸ்ல தன்னை போட்டப்போ அதுலேருந்து கிடைச்சதை நமக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண அவ்வளவுதான். நம்ம அது அனுபவத்திலேருந்து வரணும் ஒருவனும். அதனால நம்ம ஆசிரமத்துல அந்த மாதிரி ட்ரைனிங்குமே இல்லை. நாம சொல்லி 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 நம்ம இந்த ப்ராசஸ்ல போறப்ப அதுவே நம்மள அழைச்சிட்டு போகும்னு அவ வாழ்க்கை வழிவா நமக்கு சொல்லித்தரான். அந்த ஸ்டேஜ் நம்ம ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கலாம். ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ் we can all think about that stage. Don't forget about the word Kundalini, because it is a natural process. The process should take us from stage to stage. So the first stage is when we have the sense pleasures, we are satisfied with this, it will not start. We are not setting ourselves on a process. And then he makes us to get in touch with the Guru, outer Guru. We happen to read, we happen to attend a program, we happen to hear somebody's experience. Slowly he is setting us on a process. process. Then naturally, the tendency will be there to go on pilgrimages, to go to temples, chardams, because we are developing a concept. And also, Satsang, Swadhyay, slowly trying to make ourselves more and more clear about it. And the next stage is, after hearing this, we intensely try to contact the spiritual preceptor Guru and seek his guidance, initiation. Strangely, we may Ashtabhavas, about which we have to study. Different types of our expressions. We may treat it as, suddenly when we hear a bhajan, tears will start coming. We become one with it. So many things about which we will explain tomorrow. 8 kind of emotion. Then slowly we raise our emotion, not in the sense of our usual emotion. This is something positive factors. An emotion which gives us an inexplicable joy, not the fleeting joy. And we should not stop with that. Then next stage is we cannot explain, when we are set on the process, a sense of fullness or sense of completeness. We start feeling now and then. Nothing to be gained further. We don't need anything. The desire for anything, slowly fades away. Cravings slowly fades away. A sense of purna. We try to get something of it. And then is say the next one is some siddhis. In our good intention, suppose somebody asks something and you say something and it becomes true because of their faith, and that not only because of your faith, because of your spiritual advancement. And when you stop with that, it will hurt. Like the snake and ladder, we will fall. That's what Papa says. So we should not get stuck with that. And then we should again move further. We should again intensify our efforts. Then the trance-like situation, experience, we will be blessed with. And finally, Mataji says the last stage we cannot even imagine, because it is beyond past expression. No, it can't. Something like a lightning, she said, a flash of lightning. So to know about all this, okay, but let us always keep on reminding us that our spiritual austerity, spiritual practice, our steadfastness, our faith, our devotion, all these things should go intensely. Intensity should not be compromised. And Mataji is assuring us it will be possible for us to reach the final stage. And the last portion is, she wanted to remain in that stage But Papa said, no, then it will not become full. Come out of the stage and see that everything is part of that. You might have heard the word Isha Upanishad. Ishavasyavidam Sarvam. Not pervading. So then a long silence ensued before one of the devotees remarked, they all felt like blessed to have been able to hear Mataji's talk. Mataji, people come here only to say how great and wonderful Papa is, give him praises and go away. How many of those who have come here ever bother to do what Papa asked them to? For instance, Papa has provided 11 hours of bhajan and Ramnam in the Raj Bhajan Hall. How many take part in all the programs? Not even 3%. On those days, there was only one place called Bhajan Hall. Now, Papa will that there is a place called Samadhi Mandir, Bhajan Hall, and Centenary Hall. These are the three places where devotional activities are going on. So in good old days, before Papa's Samadhi, there was only Bhajan Hall. After Papa's Samadhi Mandir came. That was used only for inward journey, silence. Later on, when Mataji fell sick, for 25, if you remember right, from 63 to 64, the Samadhi Mandir construction was maybe over. 64, yeah, 64. And up to 88, 24 years. No other activity there excepting those of us when we go there, we spend 1 or 2 or 3 hours in silence, no other activity. All activities were in Bhajan Hall only. Right from 5 o'clock till 9 o'clock in the night. In between there will be a gap. Later on, when Puja Swamiji dropped the body in Sadhu Dham, before that this hall was constructed by a devotee. And then that was also used for Satsang. And there, Mount Mandir. And there are Papa's words are there, so that undisturbed. In Samadhi, in Bhajan Hall, there is a fixed program going on. In Samadhi Mandir, fixed program is going on. Morning 6 to evening 6. So this centenary hall can be used for that. Those who would like to, suppose you want to read, they can read. Those who want to look at the inspiring words of wisdom of Papa, brought out in the form of quotes there. Or if they just want to sit there and watch, that's also okay. So now there are 3 places. On those days there was only 1 place. So Mataji says, people come here only to say how great and wonderful Papa is, give him praises and go away. How many of those who have come here have ever bothered to do what Papa asked them to? For instance, Papa has provided 11 hours of bhajan and Ramnam in the bhajan hall. How many take part in all the programs? Not even 3%. Even today, that is the state. In all these 3 places, somebody may be doing it, no doubt. Then one of the Hyderabad party, pointing to a young widow, mother of 3 children and a member of their party, told Mataji that her words had given great solace to the young woman who was still mourning for her dead husband. Mataji in a gentle voice told the young widow, take it that Papa had done everything for the best. If I had not come to the state of widowhood myself, do you think I would have got necessary detachment from the world and the zeal to attain Papa? So take it that Papa has done this for your good, for the good of him who children turned wholehearted towards Papa, take his name. Mataji became, as you all know, Mataji became a widow in her 20th year. We were told. And when she was 25, that was the instrumental cause for her to turn. Otherwise, she was like any other housewife. Devotion is there, faith in God is there, but that was on a different plane, not intense or inward. But that was instrumental in meeting Papa, in her meeting Papa, and get enthused, inspired by Papa's darshan, and later on she took it up with all seriousness. So gently Mataji has also now pointed out whether we say we always repeat the greatness of our masters, but hardly try to live up to what we are supposed to. Mataji gently reminds us this. We will take note of this. Everybody would like to. Nobody wants to ignore those who have been drawn by Papa Mataji. Of course, everybody wants to, no doubt about it, and trying in their own way. But at the same time, the intensity, whenever the tube becomes punctured, we have to somehow repair it, and then pump it. In our days, it is like morning to evening, so many, the mind travels so many places, so it is likely to get punctured very often. So at that time, a conscious effort is also to be made. Otherwise, we may be just mentioning the word Papa Mataji half a dozen times, but at the same time, we may not find significant progress in our effort. This is the gentle message Mataji gives, along with explaining this sublime and profound truths. Let us all say that tomorrow let us see what she wants to say. After 3-4 days, we will take up again Bhagavad Gita. So we will try in a week. We will have 2-3 days of master's words, and then 2-3 days for Bhagavad Gita, which is also linked to this, because we are trying to connect God dimension in our day-to-day life. It is not dealing with, but at the same time, this is direct, that is indirect. That's all. So direct is also necessary every now and then, because we are not exclusively sitting with this. So the mind is always preoccupied with everything that is outside. So if we talk about outside, there is a likelihood that we might relegate the inward reality unknowingly. So that is why the prompting has come today. So we will do that. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Namaskaram, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
From there? Bhavan Madurai.
Pardon?
He said they have come from Gita Bhavan Madurai.
Oh, Gita Bhavan, Madurai.
Yes, Swamiji.
Yeah. We remember to have attended the Satsang program in 2006. No, sorry, 2005. 2005, yes. I remember. Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Pranam, Swamiji.